We got a big name coming back this week.
We do.
Fernando Tatis Jr. is coming back.
So, new segment this year, Honesty Hour. We've been doing it a couple times now, and it's kind of all over the place. It's just, for a couple of minutes, we need to get ourselves in the trust tree and talk about something that we have on our chest, whether it's good, bad, ugly, none of the above. But this week, it's Fernando Tatis Jr., and what I want to say about Fernando, well, let's start by saying Fernando Tatis is due to make his return on Thursday. Fernando Tatis Jr. returns on Thursday. Honesty hour here. I believe Fernando Tatis comes back and is in MVP form. I think he comes back as an MVP caliber player. And I want to start by saying I don't condone or like what Fernando Tatis Jr. did. Obviously, he's suspended for a banned substance abuse and ended up on this suspension. That's why he's currently on the comeback trail and playing in the minor leagues. I don't condone that by any means. However, I am excited about him coming back. I've been very vocal about the fact that Fernando Tatis was immature and needed to grow up. Grow up on the field, grow up off the field. A decision like he made that got him suspended in the first place was an immature decision. A decision of riding motorcycles in the offseason and getting hurt was an immature decision. So now we hope that he's grown up during this span, right? That he understands that he was wrong, which I believe he does, which he understands he can't do certain things in the offseason, which I believe I'm hopeful that he now understands. But we have now seen Fernando Tatis rehabbing or getting ready to play this season. He's been in the minor leagues. And what he has done in the minor leagues is nothing short of remarkable. And I don't care who he's playing against. I would also add, everybody wants to point to, well, he's playing in AAA. I don't care. These are big leaguers, ex-big leaguers, dominant guys with good stuff that haven't figured it out yet. AAA pitchers are disgusting, and Fernando Tatis Jr. in the minor leagues so far, in 42 at-bats, he's batting 32 at-bats, batting .531, and he's 10 for his last 11 with 6 home runs in 3 games.
Yeah.
10 for 11, 6 home runs in 3 games. This guy, as I talked about before, is an MVP caliber player. And I believe he's going to come back as an MVP caliber player. I really do. And I also think it's important to note here that Fernando, when he was a rookie and signed his big deal and was a player that was arguably becoming one of the faces of baseball, was not taking steroids. The success that we've seen from Fernando Tatis Jr. in his career was not due to taking performance-enhancing drugs. What happened after his injury and when he was trying to work his way back from his injury last year to get on the team for the Padres playoff push, that's when he was popped for taking steroids, which says to me he's trying to recover faster and trying to get back for his team, which was wrong, okay? It was wrong. However, you're tested at all times. It's not like a couple of years ago when he was on top of the world and dominating and hitting 3 homers in a game in Dodger Stadium like he was on steroids. So let's not think, well, he's going to be back. Will he be the same player without steroids? Don't think of it that way. Fernando Tatis will be back. I'm hopeful he's matured. I'm hopeful he's learned his lesson. And I'm hopeful we get the dominant young superstar that we've seen in the past from Fernando Tatis.
See, I love this because I don't know if you remember, but when we did our preseason preview shows, I picked Fernando Tatis Jr. as my MVP favorite. And I said, I feel like you have to at this point to have reflected over your last 2 situations, right? I mean, there's been enough. Yeah. There was like the injury and then you got in trouble for cheating, basically. You can't do that. Those are like 2 of the worst things you could have done, okay? Yep. And you had it all and you got it taken away from you. And I feel like sometimes someone like that, you got to learn hard. You got to hit rock bottom to then come back up and say, I had it all. I want to be back on top again. And he's such a talented player. He was making baseball fun. The energy that he brought to the game when he was in the MVP conversation a couple of years ago. I love to see this. I also love giving people second chances.
Yeah.
And I really hope that he learned from this. He's matured. And I mean, he looks incredible. So
he does. And he did cheat. And again, I don't condone what he did. And I hate steroids and people that use them. And the reason I am so passionate about it is because I was playing professionally and I could see the guys in the locker room, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And it's an unfair advantage. It is. So as a guy that's trying to make it to the highest level on a team with people that are also doing it, I despise steroids, and the way I would never do it, and it's hard for me to get around with people that do. But as you said, second chances are important, and I'm just hopeful. Let's not forget how young Fernando Tatis still is and was when he was making those poor decisions. And I'm hopeful he comes back and turns a corner and becomes one of the best players in the game of baseball.